But hi. 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 But what if also hi? Hello. Hi. 5 years, still no idea how to start these things. So I should be one of those people who has like a kind of opening catchphrase. Top of the morning to you. Hello, the Vsauce. Crispy here. Zoinks. I don't know. What do people say to open streams? My Crisp's name. Welcome to Shenanigans. It's low-key shenanigans today. Because Bear's working on a commission, so we've got to be hush. Yeah, it's like a good day, everyone. I know. Yeah. See, Dark's got it. Dark's got it down. Dark knows this stuff. Me, amateur. But hey, it wouldn't be the same if I knew what I was doing. Speaking of not knowing what I'm doing, today we're going to be doing some stuff because I haven't done it yet elsewhere. More video things, more doodles for the video, which was supposed to be done on Monday, and then everything exploded. So, you know, such is the way of things. That's fine. We get to draw a bunch of little friends today. What if I start the stream by saying hi 4 times and immediately addressing one specific person in your chat? That's precisely. See? Chip's got it. Definitely, as you've streamed recently, totally. Still remember it. Hey, look, Dr. Yogurt. Speaking of professional, I actually got some music queued up for the start of this stream and then just instinctively started playing Adrian von Ziegler, so... So as always, music, well not as always, but as is frequent, background music is courtesy of the wonderful Aid von Ziegler. Mr. Ziegler's always got you, yeah. So yeah, let's hop on over to Doodles. Swoosh. This is the rough sketch of what we'll be doodling, which is a scene. It's quite a scene. Lots of friends. This is a little sketch. I probably went a bit overboard with the sketch, as is always my way. But I will be doing another sketch because insert picture of Pippin here. What about third sketch? Yes, we've done 4th sketch, but what about 5th sketch? Wonder why my videos take so long. Anyway, we'll be drawing this. I'm not going to give context, because videos. Haha. Surprises. If you can work out what's going on, do let me know. So yeah, if anyone's got anything fun to talk about. I did post a list earlier today of games. I went through some of my games that I want to play on stream at some point. Oops, let's get a pencil. And I made a little list that people can peruse. That's relatively good already. Actually, hang on, let's flip this. It's not relatively good. Look at that. It's asymmetrical. We can't have anything asymmetrical in a fantasy world. No, it must be pristine. Some people gave genuine suggestions and immediately what if Lewis and you hijacked Critter's stream? Yeah, I was wondering whether it's do like 2 playthroughs. Like I in one of them I'd be spy and in one of them I'd be intelligence, and then I can play with both of you. That might be fun. Immediately bought Overland upon remembering it existed. It exists. And what's going on with teeth for you? Some sort of crowny thing here. All bent and knackered. Nothing too regal. Yeah, but speaking of suggestions, I was gonna just before the stream, I was gonna suggest a character for the thing that Jeeb posted on the tweets. But I couldn't think of one that I don't think Jeeb has drawn yet. There'd be probably loads, but I thought it's morning, Doc, if you had RPGs today, and after that you had pancakes. Oh, I see. Sorry. I read that as you figured out that Dark and you had RPGs today. So, oh, that's handy to know that beforehand. No, you worked out. That's one thing. Doesn't matter, give you. I can't keep saying M all the time, you know? Part of me wants to say stoic, so that it's like, hey, cool, draw stoic in a real cool suit. But also that format is mostly like upper body, so. Remember, 2 hours before RPG starts, so we had RPGs. Well, that's 2 hours more than you necessarily needed. I'm gonna go that much detail in the teeth. Probably not. Probably some missing. Them's a skelly bob. They don't need to be precise, which is why I'm drawing them again. Okay, yeah, I see what's going on. There's a hand here. There's a hand here. How do draw Skelly Bob hand? I don't know. Something like that. That looks Skelly Bobbish. It's an oobs! Oh yes, it is. So far nobody's commented anything, so you can give Stoic a cute suit. Been working on ARPGs, figuring out how not to kill the party. That's handy. How was an oob? Good. Always nice to have a good oob. Probably don't need this level of detail for this. Playing some Animal Crossing. Ooh, lovely. Lovely times. And the other hand, I guess. I can go behind your head. I know what bones look like. I'm a bonologist. Realizing Gerhardt has all the magic items in your game. Ooh. Good for him. Sounds like a wonderful gathering of eggs in baskets. I like seeing eggs neatly compartmentalized into single containers. Why would you have them in multiple? It's just going to be a mess. You're not going to be able to keep track of them. Kira had a cool staff, but then they broke it. because that would make the battle a lot easier by killing 90% of the enemies. No. That's no fun. Bad times. Try to make this one look more like scrappy cloth than feathers or something. Fur. Man, Angel in the game. Oh, he was weird. Oh. It was Dr. Frankensteining it. Oh. Are these one of those characters who have like writing on them but only in the dark? That's firework. Baby, you're a firework. That's all I know of that song. You put a child back to life, which is good, but it's going to turn the parents into monsters, which is bad. Marvelous. That sounds joyous. Also discovered this lady who was making paintings of every time the main dead guy has been killed, will be killed in different universes. What if there's a multiverse thing going on? She's going to be there a while. I also like the idea of the main dead guy. It's like a hierarchy of dead guys. Main bad guy. Got it. So not like the Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper's the main dead guy. They look like fireballs? Sure. They will do with some coloring. He's also dead being a vampire. We get a wall in this one. Or a bit of a wall, I guess. Now we're going back to the mansion where Kira definitely didn't fall from a window twice. That didn't happen. On the way there, we found someone's clothes just lying in the forest. Is there a nudist colony nearby or something? Naturist? Right, you happy fellow. Hello, miss! You're here with stolen interwebs. I appreciate the hustle. How are you, miss? You alright? So here's a little story about Missy the Moocher. Can't think of anything nice that rhymes with that. Heidi, 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 hi. Alright, enjoying having heating, a novelty. Kira took over your brain, making you not realize what you were saying, and now it's canon that Kira has dreamt of the main NPC guy that's traveling with us. Yeah. Nice. And his happy party goers. It's a good time. Everything's grand. We're doing fifth sketch. Probably not fifth. I think this is only the second, but it feels like it's fifth. I'm doing alright. The dreams like 3 times because they only dream when they're drugged. What? They've been drugged 3 times. Got it. I feel like they should have a sash. I'm gonna give them a sash. For reasons. Thought the drawing them out. Oh, thanks. Kira's an elf and doesn't sleep, so they don't usually dream, they trance. Oh, we've got to have a fancy word for it. Kira's only experience with actual sleep is when they get drugged on magic pastry, which has happened 3 times. Nobody says Kira makes good decisions. I mean, we know this. Never say no to pastry. Certain circumstances. Guess I've got to go work out what's going on with its hat. Or I can forget about it. and just deal with the consequences later. They gave someone the middle finger forever. Back a bit. Dream pastries, but nothing wrong at all with them, Nev. Didn't accidentally stumble upon what's in them in a video. It's fine, don't worry about it. Turns out they had gluten. Oh, dear. They're gluten-free. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I'm glad the rulebook specifies. More like gluten-free. Haha. Well, they're not gluten-free because Kira ate 3 of them, so there's the glutton right there. Not dairy-free or vegan-friendly. Can't catch a break. There's sweet meat pies with special herbs and spices. Oh, Kentucky fried pie. Kentucky Pied Chicken. These Sweeney Todd specials? Mmm. Thing is, I guess in a world with multiple races, it's not like... Theoretically, there's probably someone out there who thinks eating an elf is fine. I'm not elf. What's the issue with eating elf? Huh? You know? On advertisement, you do not condone the consumption of dream pies. Kira does condone the consumption of dream pies. Kira's been having a wonderful time. Bonnie wouldn't have to convince you that much to eat human. I mean, it's not great for you. I seem to remember hearing that the liver is poisonous, right? Oh wait, hang on, it's the Zoobs. Yeah, sorry, Hannibal, forgot. Think that's a myth? Oh, okay. Well, that's the one thing I thought I knew. And it's a myth. I mean, like, don't eat the organs of other animals that much either, so it'll still be fine. Just really depends on the taste. I mean, there's like pate, right? That's liver, usually. The liver is eaten, so, you know, if you're gonna contemplate eating human, you might already be in a position where you would consider human pate. I don't know what form you would be likely to want to cook the human, but a pie, I guess. But once it's in a pie, who's even caring what it is? It's a pie. Disease that's often linked with cannibalism, forget the name was called, is a false correlation. Oh, okay. It's not the zombie disease in Dead Island, is it? A lot of scribbly lines in this one. Draw you first. At the front. Some bits for a handle, maybe. However shields work. More interested in human bacon than human pate? I don't really know an awful lot about bacon. I don't know what part of the pig that comes from. It's just like humans and animal. If you eat animals, why draw the line at humans? I mean, don't know. Like I was always under the assumption of like that it's just bad for you. Presumably there's some evolutionary reason we don't. Or if it is bad for us, there would be an evolutionary aversion to doing it, right? Something like that. If there is some negative health implication, there would probably be some sort of inbuilt drive that would arise over the course of natural selection. And the question is the reason we don't that, or is the reason we don't societal? I don't know. If someone infected with prions, you're going to contract prions. Okay, so it's probably more of a thing of like, you don't know about the diseases. Prions. Look at his pork belly, okay. If you're in the chat and you're vegan, I apologize for this conversation. Actually, I don't. Meat's a thing. You're welcome not to consume it of yourself, but it does still exist. Cannibalism, I guess, is also a thing. Which I also don't partake of. In fact, I haven't been eating a lot of meat at all recently. But a lot of veggie dishes. Don't eat the brain and you're good. Well, to be fair, the brain wasn't going to be my go-to. I don't know what would be the go-to. Don't know a lot about butchering. Yeah, this is cartoony. Let's go with big eyes. What are you looking at? You can look at that. You can look at that. Means you have to look a bit down. Belly meat would be the nicest, you think, as a matter of taste. Maybe leg meat. If you're in a position to commit cannibalism, you wouldn't immediately go for the organs, especially as those tend to be hardest to prepare. There also, you'd have to get through the rest of it to get to the organ, so just by, you know, order of operations. The ritual cannibalism is sometimes a thing consuming flesh to inherit power or knowledge, but it's not very common. Like I say, I think that's the sort of gist of the Dead Island story. Not that I would point to that as any kind of semblance of realism. What's going on with the rest of the body? That makes sense, I guess. That everyone's talking about ritual cannibalism and diseases you can get by eating certain organs, and you're just over here like, yeah, I need belly mix. I'd rather not spend 4 hours in the kitchen trying to figure out how not to make liver make me puke. Yeah. Everyone's got an approach. Hi, Kira. Shield's not going to be much help. No, not really. Oh, I was about to explain stuff. Oh. Cannot explain. Video must be surprise. Liver looks nasty. I mean, most of the insides of an animal look nasty, to be fair. It's only after you've cooked it that it looks alright. Although that might just be me. Oh, we're talking cannibalism. Can't remember why. This person is very long. We can adjust that, right? This is why you do structural planning before you go to the final stages. Without this second sketch, I wouldn't have noticed that. And this wouldn't have looked half as realistic as it will do in the end. Haha, realism. That's what I'm going for, right? It's in the insides of you and you can agree they're nasty. Ooh, don't do that. If everyone looks like the pictures you saw, everybody is gross on the inside. Why are people showing you pictures of your inside? I would demand that people don't do that for me. I'd rather not. Show it to the people who can actually make sense of it, and then I can continue with my life without knowing that that exists. Deep down, we're all gross. True. Yes, we're at the stage of civilization where we outsource most of the disgusting things to other people. Also, that arm is long. This body probably doesn't make an awful lot of sense, and it just got lost in the melee. Is that right? Yeah. Don't worry too much about hand anatomy because this is going to be in a glove. But I would at least make it look like an actual glove that fits on an actual human hand. I'll come back to that. Turns out medical professionals also gross. I mean, yeah. Oh. Ragdoll's posting weird videos. Somebody in a fez? We're made of meat. Mm-mm. Oh yeah, he's also got a bag as well. That's important for the purposes of composition and storytelling. The satchel of some description. Apparently, The Sims 4 came out with a base game update that basically says trans rights and light switch. Trans rights and trans lights. Also, when did The Sims 4 come out? Like a base game update? That feels a bit late in development, right? Not that long. This was quite a while ago now, right? It's the opposite of what I said first. 2014! They're having base game updates. My word. And don't get me wrong, I approve of the intent, and I quite like the idea of that sort of business model, even though it's a bit... always has been. Looks at Sims 1 expansion packs. It'll take another couple of years before The Sims 5 comes out. Sure. And they need to keep the people, TM, entertained. Go up there like that. Didn't really figure this out, as you could probably tell. Put the armor over the top of the belt. That makes more sense. I think you do base game updates pretty often. Obviously small ones that are mostly bug fixes. Sometimes they add free content. Yes. And for bigger packs, I usually have to update the base game to accommodate it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, thank you very much. Don't tell people a family pack where there's no interactable babies in the game. No interactable babies. No, you have a baby and you leave it. And then when it's all grown up, somebody else is taking care of it. Live for Animal Crossing Island for a couple of months and it's gone. Full of weeds and tarantulas. Oops. I've selected white somewhere. That happens occasionally. How do these work? I drew one here. Vaguely. I vaguely drew one here. So much smaller. Doesn't matter too much. He says drawing it again. Get a boot in here. The perspective I want. Not really, should be like that. It means it should also be. Don't have to worry about straps on boots and a silly little doodle for a video. Babies in the currently in the game are classified as objects. Until they become a toddler, you can't really do anything with them. But the game are fast aging until they toddler. Then they make your life hell. Whereas in real life, the hell bit happens way earlier. Auto saving. Speaking of which, save your work, everybody. It doesn't matter that much, it doesn't matter. Now in March they're going to make an update that will make your life hell earlier by adding infant life stage. I remember that bit of Spore. It's going to go baby object, baby life stage, toddler life stage. It sounds like we're aliens examining the human reproductive system. Thank you, Kiro. That's very kind of you. There's still disarm to do. Whatever's going on with that. I'm going to assume the pauldron is hidden by the helmet, by which I mean I'm not going to draw the pauldron. I'm gonna have to work out what these scribbles are when I try and draw the final thing. No shoulder pads, because I don't care! Thinking. No. That's art, figuring out what scribbles are. Yes. But I figured out what to play next. Not really, no. I like the idea of doing. I want to keep calling it Agent Orange. It's not called that, is it? Operation Tango. With the jib or the loose. That's a thing. Void Bastard sounds fun. Excited for whatever project this is. This is the video that's was supposed to be done on Monday, but circumstances. I say supposed to be. I wanted to get it done by the end of January. I wanted a January video. I wanted a video every month, basically. And this was going to be January's one, but you know, circumstances. I can leave this pretty much as is. It's going to be pretty gestural anyway. I don't know how else to tell you the difference because there's a stage before toddler, but the toddlers in the game aren't really toddlers. They're like 5 to 6 years old, aka they can walk, talk a bit already. Meanwhile, the new life stage that gets added is a bit more like toddlers from The Sims 3 who are younger and you need to teach them how to walk and talk and all that. They're babies. Don't know why you're rambling about The Sims 4, because why not? As in Orange Tango. That's the thing, when I think of Tango, I think of Orange, right? So I'm trying to remember Operation Tango. And it's a thing about like spies and stuff, so the word agent comes to mind with like the Agent Orange. But Agent Orange is a chemical, right? Something like that. I don't know these things. Ramble all you want. This is a stream of just me drawing. Like, rambling is what's keeping it going. Ramble away. Scallybob, still haven't drawn that pile of bones. Operation Tango is the one with the agent and the handler. Yes, there's it's a 2-player game where one person is an agent doing some sort of spy thing in a spy place, and the other person is their handler, so they have a bunch of information, and they can't see what each other can see, so they have to communicate properly about how to do things and stuff. But I bought the game ages ago on sale, and only one person has to buy the game. There's a free version of the game that you can get, and so long as one of you has bought the game, you can both play it. Which I think is a very neat way of doing it, because that's always my issue with multiplayer games is, you know, you have to buy it for everyone, which means that either you have to expect them to buy the thing that you want them to play, or you do what Dark does, which is you buy everybody everything. Speaking of which, at some point we should play War Tales. Oh, roses! Oh, look at the cute rose. Oh, look at Rosum. Cool. And the other person isn't the lady's being sassy and tired, yeah. Basically, you play Agent 47 and Diana. But I don't think you're killing anyone. Is this enough to be getting on with? That hand, probably. I did say I have to come back to this hand at some point. Does not feel like it connects. So maybe too big, possibly? Question mark. Oh, tell Cobb. Different topic. Remember the fallen angel guy you drew on stream a little while ago? The other day you were like, why don't I roll up some stats for him? For funds. His highest stat is 18 and his lowest stat is 5. Nice. I don't know what that means. Now it's -3 in charisma. Because of that, because you were going to go through an explanation of the stats as you like to do, and saw an explanation for a minus charisma stat. As doesn't think other people are people. I think that's fun for a fallen angel. Yeah, that makes sense. Does not want to talk, he just wants your money. Nice. That makes sense. Skelly Bob on the floor. I could have just drawn these skeletons like I drew the skeleton lords from Dark Souls 2. And that would have been fine. I don't think anyone really would have batted an eyelid. You saw how I drew the goblin and the friend. With explanation, you roll for stats, and whatever you roll reflects your modifier for that stat. You think a 10 is basically a 0 modifier, no change, while anything above it is positive and anything below is negative. I see. Then one of the critical role characters get turned into an animal and got a higher int stat. Marvelous. It might actually be worthwhile having another hand here pointing that way or something. For reasons. Baseline stat is 10. John Farmer has 10 in all 6 stats. You missed the older editions when John Farmer could be easily killed by a common house cat. Well, if they put their minds to it. They became Spiritfarer, not crying. You are. That's a good cry, though. Well, apparently an hour's gone already. Okay. Flip back. Is anything wrong? Not enough to warrant doing it again. Line art time. Let's do all of that again, but now with a different brush. Speaking of brushes, I did a Patreon update on Monday, and I put a bunch of brushes on there, including one I made for this. Well, not for this, but during last week's stream, I thought to myself, that would be a lot easier to do the edges of bushes if I just did a few little patterns and then made them into a brush that repeats. Well, not repeats, but randomly chooses. Stupid, emotional, beautiful game. And I made it into a brush, and I stuck it up on the patrons. For those of you who use Clip Studio, I do not know how to export it for other things. Some really horrible scraggly hair. Has everyone played Ori? Is it any good? Yes. We played it on stream. I can give you a review of Ori. Everyone knows what's coming. There you go. But no, Ori's great. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I played quite a few randomizers of it as well. It's a good time. Game's good, tree sucks. Pretty much. That is Oobs' hand. Yes. I keep it. It sparks joy. But yeah, no, I thoroughly recommend it. The first one anyway, the Blind Forest. I haven't played the Will o' the Wisps, but I imagine it's also good. Yeah, I played the first one on stream. And then I went to play randomizers of it, and then I realized I was spending way too much playing randomizers of it, way too much time, so I stopped. I had to uninstall it. One of those, you know? I'm like, if I don't uninstall this now, I'm not getting anything done. So yeah, good gameplay. Satisfying gameplay. This is as opposed to Resident Evil, which we also played on stream, which was good. I liked it. But I started doing randomizers of that, and then suddenly realized, do you know what? Actually, I don't really like the gameplay of this. So I stopped. But no, Ori, I could just keep playing. So it's good. Play it if you're considering. You have my recommendation. And you can blame me if you don't like it. I guess the thing with that picture is that not only do I have it, I also have it like immediately available. I'm like, I know where that is. Yeah, Will o' the Wisps are very good. So it's very nice. Nice time. I think there were a couple of glitches here and there. I don't know whether we encountered them on stream or whether they were just in randomizers, but nothing terrible, just a weird scripting thing. I always have to remind myself to like point that out to people because I am very resistant to jank. I can take a lot of jank before it starts affecting my enjoyment of something. But I know other people are like, a glitch, throw it away. Even more like Hollow Knight than the first one. Ooh, I do like me some Hollow Knight. Also, I found out recently, apparently there is a poorly translated mod of Hollow Knight. So maybe we could do that. Do that with a randomizer. Randomizers of Hollow Knight as well, they're very good. If you enjoy playing Ori 1, then play Ori 2. I will at some point, maybe. Did you see my list of games? They're not even the games I want to play, they're the games I want to play on stream. When did we play Resident Evil? That was the year before last spooky season. Yes, it was. I'm pretty sure it was the year before last. It was the big spooky season game. Yeah, longer ago than we thought. Last year was Inscription, right? No, that was the year before. Maybe it was last year then. Really? I don't know. Someone check the VOD channel. Time isn't real. We've done too many spooky seasons. By which I mean I've been streaming for 5 years. I have so many spooky season games. And I'm like, no, we must wait. We can only play these during October. I quite like drawing something that's all bumpy and lumpy and weird, because I don't have to worry about making it right. It's just like that. Last year was Jank Games. Well, every year's Jank Games. We've done at least 3 spooky seasons because we did Alone in the Dark 1, 2, and 3. Make spooky season more months. We did that as well. I think Inscription, I think, went into November. What do we do this spooky season? can't remember. Year before that was non-violent games, yeah. That went well. They said it was stealth. Inscription was also 2021. Okay, so Inscription and Resident Evil were 2021. So what did we do last year? We did Alone in the Dark 3. Oh, we did Undying. Jack, obviously. Not Jack. Patrick. Oh, Nosferatu! Nosferatu Wrath of Malachi. That was a good game. That was good, Jank. People should remake that. I think there was something else, right? I seem to recall there being 4 games. So Alone in the Dark 3, which was a time. There was another bad one. Because Undying was alright, although it went a bit weird at the end. Premise was really good, but it didn't really stick the landing. I was gonna play the Castlevania knockoff. Not knockoff. It's made by made by the people who originally did Symphony of the Night, but they're not with the same company anymore, so they just made their own Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. That's what it's called. But I ended up playing that on my own. It's good. Did randomizer with that as well. I like randomizers. Bloodstained. Yeah. Have I played the Goose Game? I have not played the Goose Game, no. Everybody was playing the Goose Game. And I'm like, no, I'd rather play terrible old janky games, thank you. Such is my way. Terrible old janky games, Souls-likes, and lovely little indie experiences. That's basically my wheelhouse. Oh, and Wallace and Gromit, I guess. I don't think that comes under either of any of those. This game's good fun. Co-op? Has co-op? I didn't know it had co-op. We played some Dead Island. Started off spooky season last year with Dead Island. I'm sure there was another main game. I can't remember. Evidently not. Also, I guess I've just discovered that my brain considers the solo streams the main game streams. There's another main game. Multiplayer doesn't count. It's not a proper stream because it's with friends. I have to do everything myself. He says, mulling over the idea of the next game being a multiplayer game. Nosferatu has 2 VODs, Undying has 5, so you believe not. That makes sense. After spooky season, I immediately went into Hitman. That's probably what my brain thought. It was jank. It was just the jank season as opposed to spooky season. Yes, Undying was a spooky stream, yes. Because I actually confused it. There was another game I was going to play. Oh, no, that was the Nosferatu thing. Yes, I confused the previous year. I got a bunch of games ready to play on spooky season, and then I realized that there were actually 2 games that I confused, and they were Undying and Nosferatu. So I played them both this year. So I was gonna play Undying last year, or sorry, the year before. Yeah, time. I was gonna play Undying the year before, but then Inscription happened. And by happened I mean I think Dark bought it for me because Dark. That's supposed to be a hand. Just didn't bother there, I guess. It's alright. You kind of don't have to bother with rotting corpse. You play twang, 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 twang. Oh yeah, I was going to put that in the locked command, wasn't it? Steam has some packs with old Castlevania games. I've never really been all that interested in like the old Castlevania. I prefer the sort of, you know, Symphony of the Night model Metroidvania stuff. I have played because when I bought the Symphony of the Night, it came with
the lock
one
of the
before.
store is broken.
It came with the one before that, which was of the old style, and I started playing that, and I'm like, yeah, not my thing. Don't get me wrong, if the push comes to shove, I play it, but just I prefer the latter than the former. Don't you dare, this is my toy! I have other plans for it, though, that I'm sure you'll love. Plans that have been on a post-it note for about 9 months. I just need to get around to doing it. You better love them. It's just a mild addition. I also noticed on my list of games to play on stream, a lot of stealth games. Apparently I think that's a good thing to do on stream. I don't know why. Stealth is like, you know, requires focus and all that. Drank the babe. Maybe you should do that. You got that retro game thing for the Switch, so you can finally play some old Zelda games. Zeldors. One of the Castlevania packs for the Switch because nostalgia. Couldn't remember what other systems there were. I quite like the old Zelda games. They're fun. I've never really sort of properly played Zelda. Just sort of played bits here and there. What do toes look like? Hang on. Like that, eh? Pretty much. Close enough. Close enough that if anyone else complains, I'm going to think they're weird. Also saw Styx was on the game list, and you streamed that way back in the day, and you got frustrated with it and quit because he wouldn't let you be as sneaky as you wanted to. Like I say, I remember I put on the notes, like I think Chibi streamed this, or the prequel. I thought it was a different thing, but yeah, I remember you streaming that. Advanced Collection has Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Aria of Sorrow, which means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna. Styx is a good game, but it heavily punishes not being sneaky. Not super sure on it being a good stream game. Okay, good to bear in mind. There were a few that, as I was going through them and looking up the descriptions and reviews and stuff, that I took off the list as I was going. So I'm like, actually, no, that's not a good stream game. It's hard to know, like, it's difficult to know what's going to be a good stream game and what isn't. Particularly with me, because who even knows what the hell's going on with this stream. You know, we liked 3/4 of the Wallace and Gromit ones. How do we predict this? Toes are always longer than you think because you have little titses. Mine are pretty long, I guess. This is the thing, is like your grasp of anatomy is going to be fundamentally altered by your own anatomy. Or influenced, I should say. But it's also... I don't think it's a spoiler to call this a zombie, is it? This is a zombie. You played the first one. Yeah, I thought this was a sequel. One of them got genuinely frustrated with it. You have not touched it since. Oh. Your foot is not small. You say that. I don't trust you anymore. You said you were small, and then I met you, and you were normal-sized. How dare you? Ah, I made a piss-poor job of making him look like a zombie. I know! Looks more like an elephant. I tried, though. As I draw this skull, this is my consistent reminder for everybody to look up the concept art for High Lord Wolnir in Dark Souls 3. I make a point of that every time I can, because... boy. I love me some Dark Souls 3, but they did not do that concept art justice, my word. Chibi's normal size, I know! Like an ordinary sized human, apparently small for the Netherlands, but by other human sized standards. Have I played There Is No Game? I have not played There Is No Game. Kiro knows that there is no game. What? Yeah, everyone else isn't Dutch sized. I mean, I was the tallest, but even then. I always forget. Like, my brother came round and he'd been traveling for a while, so we haven't really seen each other for a while. And in my head, we're the same size. For some reason, in my head, we're the same size. And we were talking about this, and he said, resolutely, we are not the same size. And we stood back to back, and I'm like 10 centimeters taller than him. Like, oh, okay. I guess I'm taller than I think. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm measuring his actual height versus my eye height, because I can't see the top of my head, funnily enough. I'd love There Is No Game. Marvellous. I'll go for it. Suggestions are always welcome. I love games. Games are good. But yeah, the ones that people expressed an interest in were not Agent Orange, Operation Tango, Overland, which is a little sort of post-apocalyptic XCOM-y thing. What else? Night in the Woods. There was something else someone said. Hang on, I have Discord here. What am I doing? Right. Oh, Fahrenheit. Yes. Octodad. We've got 2 votes for Octodad, which I think technically makes it the winner so far. Guess you're normal size too, but everyone in your family is taller than you except your mum, so you think you're a wee baby. Yeah, it's all relative, isn't it? You're average sized in the UK. Yours is a perfectly reasonable size. It caught me off guard. I was expecting you to fit you in my pocket. Play There Is No Game. The commentary will amuse you. Well, as somebody who was a fan of the Stanley Parable, I'm up for some good commentary. Good, amusing commentary. I also haven't played the Stanley Parable Deluxe. Probably play that at some point. I hear they added a bucket, and people seem to like the bucket. I thought you were tall. I was the tallest one there. How dare you? I played my part. Co-worker was like, well, you was a tall person. You're like, what? Oh. I think I'm the tallest person in my immediate family. Just put some general lines there, I guess. I'm a Scallybob. Sure. Always wonder how people taller than you view other people. As we know, the top of Cresp's head is in fact a foot higher than his eyes. Look, I am a man who comes from a family of people with male pattern baldness. I'll have you know that my forehead is getting taller by the day. Void Masters would be good for a few streams. Overland, you think, falls into the just a few streams category. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy to play a game. We usually play games to completion where possible, but certainly for something like a roguelike or whatever, yeah, might not be sensible to do the whole thing. You know, it's like we played Trigon recently, another game that Dark gifted me. And we played that for a few streams, and that was a good time. We broke it, but it was a good time. So yeah, I'm perfectly happy to play stuff like that for a few streams. Oh yeah, we did not Terraforming Mars. Although I do have the epic implementation of that. What was it called? Think you're one of the tallest women in your family, but your height is pretty average. You're shorter than most of the men in your family. Yeah. There's usually that sort of divide. I just realized I'm sort of designing this after an enemy in Final Fantasy VIII. Also, designing is a bit of a strong word. Given that none of these are original designs, they're for a thing, or from a thing, and for a thing. That thing being a video. But can you guess what thing it is? Haha. You're also comparing everyone you meet in your life to your cousin when it comes to height, because you cannot fit through doorways without having to bend down a little. Yeah. Remember that game, but you don't remember his name. Dark was into it. What was it called? This is for my Valentine's video, yes, which is why I wanted to get it out on January the 31st. I do have the next, like, 4 videos sorted out. And none of them are Googology. Very annoying. Oh, no, actually, no, I might change that, because I was originally... Okay. So change of plans to people who have been paying attention to what I've been wanting to do. Kel Surprise, Chris has changed his mind on a plan. So I'm probably not going to do the thing I said I'd do in April, where I do like an October challenge sort of thing. I'll probably do like a mini version of that for a video in April, but I'm not going to do the whole month, because frankly, far too much stuff to do and none of it's making me money. So I need to start focusing properly on actually getting like commissions and things like that. So can't really devote an entire month again. 2 months of the year to a self-indulgent practice is not reasonable. What game are we talking about? The one on Mars, where you like build a little civilization, a Mars base, colonizing Mars. Can't remember. Surviving Mars. There we go. I knew it was nouning Mars. Noun, verbing. Oh, God, my brain's completely been ruined by Dutch grammar. I wouldn't mind, but I don't actually know the Dutch words for grammatical things. Lots of new stuff there. I thought we were small together. You see, exactly. You think you'd be smaller, but they're not. I mean, to be fair, you're what's 5 centimeters difference? It's not huge. Oh, Christy, your height's sort of the flip of mine. I'm 185. Actually, 170 allegedly. When I say 105, when I'm standing up straight, which is almost never. Oops, this is the tall one. That you mean slightly below average for a Dutch woman. There's also part of me that wants to play, just quickly play a Souls game with some mod on it before we do anything else. To work that out. Why are we all giants? All the more to befriend you with. Curious and Jackson, you apparently are 165. Ooh, you beat Jib. Oh yeah, I guess you'd have to check. You probably measure in feet and inches, which we also do. Like I know I'm 185 centimeters or 6'1". Because Britain is very confused about itself. Although the one thing, my giant so we could give big hugs. But you hate hugs. Metaphorical hugs. Yeah, so I was watching a thing recently and I was reminded that America doesn't have stone, which is always confusing to me. Because stone is an imperial measurement. I think it's 14 pounds? 14 or 16, it's one of those two. Because imperial measurements, you know. But it's always weird to me because, like, you measure weight in pounds, but then you measure your weight in pounds, so you're like, oh, I'm 157 pounds or whatever. It's like, that's like measuring your height in inches. Like, the next step up's there, it makes it more convenient. You know? That always confused me. But hey, since when has the human race ever been consistent about anything? Oh yeah, a slight update on my Dutch travels, by which I mean Duolingo. It's nothing to do with Dutch. I think I might have said on stream that I sort of planned to. There's a leaderboard in the game, which you get experience for every question you get right or whatever, and also for certain challenges, etc., etc. And there's a leaderboard of how much experience you have, and you can compare yourself to other people and all that sort of stuff. And you go up in the leagues. The better you do in leaderboards, and there's an achievement for getting the first place in the top league at some point. And it's not against everybody in the world. There's like, you get put in a group of like 100 people or whatever. And I recently got to the highest league in Duolingo, and I'm like, right, I have a tactic for breaking this game. I have saved up a whole bunch of things that I haven't used because elixirs, and I can sort of blitz my way to the top just for that one thing and then leave it. And I got to the top league, and on my first day, just playing normally, I didn't do anything weird that day, I got like 300 experience, something like that. Pretty normal, sort of average for me. By the time I had done that, the person at the top of the league had got 3,000. And it's at that point that I went, nah, I'm fine not getting that one. I'm not gonna do that. That's not worth it. I'll continue just learning my language. Thank you very much. People put a lot of time into that game. That's how bones work, right? What bones look like. Kira and you were apparently on a Duolingo quest. Ah, exciting times. Oh yeah, Kira and I did one of those. And then there's a chest that you get at the end of it, and it's a good one. It's a good chest. Yeah. You can do it. I like all these things because they're like incentivizing you to do stuff, and you can do stuff together to do things. And also, I'm friends with Miss now on it. But yeah. Friends learning things together, and by together I mean we're all learning different languages. We're all doing a learn. Has befriended you as well. Yeah, friends. I mean, to be fair, in my instance, like, okay, no one else is learning that language. Well, at least one of you knows it. So, we're all doing a learn, yeah. But you mean Kira is doing 90% of it because the quest forces you to get 90% or over on lessons and you keep forgetting words. That's fair. Motivation for learning Spanish at the moment is so you can compliment your friend too. Yay! Compliment too. My motivation for learning Dutch was to annoy you by saying half a sentence in English and half a sentence in Dutch. So, and I still haven't gotten to the point where I'm confident enough to do that, but I will one day. Might have noticed you're not in the Diamond League even though you have a streak of over 200 days. It's because you realise it's not worth the stress of trying to beat out everyone else on the leaderboard and have just been doing what you can each day. I've worked out it's actually the optimal way to play Duolingo is to get to the Diamond League, then drop out, and then get back on there the next week, and then drop out, and then get back, then drop out. Because if you're in the top 3, you get a reward. And if you stay in the Diamond League, you're never going to get there. You're never going to get to that top 3. But if you drop out and go back in again, every 2 weeks you get a reward. Bro voice, where's my friend? I don't know what a bro voice is. Jibby can do it to me. That's a good point. The more I know of the language, the more they can do the same. Oh no. But yeah, no, I thought I'd give it a crack because I worked out there was an exploit that I could do. Not an exploit, but like a convenient setup of circumstances. But yeah, I'm not trying to. Not gonna do that. Bro voices like Surfer Dude. Oh right, yeah. Hey, hey, I don't know. Hey, that's as far as I go. Yo, dude, like that. Where's my friend? That's when Texan. Said that on your birthday, which is Portal birthday too. We play Portal in Dutch. Forgot about that. Yeah. Okay, I forgot. Yes, on my birthday, Jibby and I are gonna play Portal 2 in Dutch. Forgot that was a thing. Jib remembers. I remember the is it Wix? The Wix? What's it called? Winks. I remember the Winks calendar. He says, forgetting it. Sounds like chaos. It'll be fine. And when I say playing in Dutch, I mean Chibi can only speak Dutch. And I will attempt to only speak Dutch. Oh yeah, Chib plays as Atlas. True. I will be Peabody. The P stands for parsnip. Also trying to learn Spanish too, for the same reason. You have a friend in Argentina and they speak Spanish and you want to be able to talk with them. Just further along with Japanese, but you're working on Spanish too. Nice. Would it be? Is it easier or harder to learn two languages that have absolutely nothing in common? I wonder, because you wouldn't get things confused, right? If I was trying to learn German and Dutch, I would constantly be like getting numbers mixed up and all that sort of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Parsnip body and Atlas, Dutch buddies. You can speak English and translate everything, Chip says. Maybe? I guess, sort of. I wouldn't be able to practice my Dutch, but then again, I don't really practice speaking Dutch, and I should. You're learning French. Ugh. I meant to share a video with you, because the punchline of it was French. It's been 10 years since you last had a French class, and now it's all coming back to haunt you during Spanish. Learn the genders. Learn all the genders. Is our rock masculine or feminine? Tell me! Gloves are very forgiving. You just put the seam in and it's like, oh, okay. It's a glove, it's all lumpy. I understand. Why is the dress masculine? That's your biggest question. Look, that should be easy for you to remember. Just put picture Agent 47. In Spanish, check the way the word ends. You mean there's a system? You're trying to learn accents. That's fair. Fortunately, that's like an official language of Belgium, so sometimes people call and speak French at you. Speak French at you. You wish they wouldn't. Easy to remember if you could ever remember the Spanish word for dress. In Yoko. El Yoko. I don't know, I know nothing about Spanish. As you could probably tell. Doesn't make sense. That makes more sense. Worst version of Swedish people talking to you like you understand. El vestido. I had to look it up. Oh, kind of like a vest. I understand. That makes sense. It's like a long vest. It's a vesti down to the toes. That's the sort of stupid thing I'd remember. No, it started with Brandon only give you El Vibrato. I was like, that's nothing. It's vibrato. Keep my brother just listening to my vibrato. That's a song nobody here knows. But hey, at least it's not from the 1960s. You know how in English you use a or an, depending on the first sound of the next word? There's a similar thing with using various versions of the in Spanish. It's like that one grammar thing you can remember from Spanish. Interesting. Quick question: do you say an hotel? Because I know some people who use an for H words. And also H is pronounced H. I was watching somebody stream and they were like, I hate the fact that Americans have corrupted it to be H, not H. I'm like, you've got it the wrong way around, my friend. Americans did nothing. It's H. It has been H. H is I believe, local dialect from Ireland. This time it was not the Americans that changed things. It was you. The person I was watching was English, by the way, I should specify. Do we put people's Duolingo's names somewhere? You can type them in the search. I haven't found anyone. Everyone's befriended me, so don't ask me. One time you're trying to think of the word syllable, and the only thing your brain landed on was vertebrae. I get it. There's part of me that understands that. They rhyme in meaning in a strange way. It's an hotel. I don't know why I said that in French accent. I don't know a Spanish. I can't do a Spanish accent. El hotel. Et hotel. I know hotel. It's all hotels. L'hotel in French. That's one of the L apostrophe. L'apostrophe. I remember that from French class. There's L'Hotel, La Mer, which is a lovely song by Django Reinhardt. Also known as the Bioshock theme tune. On the word for heart before, it's fine. It's heart. I actually didn't even look to see answers to the question I put in. En hotel, which means in hotel. Oh. A hotel. I'd say a hotel. Herb still messes with, yes, Herb. That's another one of those ones where I'm like... That was during the Resident Evil playthrough, wasn't it? I started saying Oib. And now that's just how I say Herb. Some people say Herb, some people say Herb. You can annoy them both by saying Oib. I'm going the Gajif route. Oh, it's almost been 2 hours already. Bloody hell. If it helps, we want to spend at least 5 minutes trying to remember how to spell of. Oh yeah, that's one my mum keeps complaining about. La Mer is a crappy overpriced skincare brand. Just salt, I guess. Oib. Chif is poison. Yes, I learned that from Valheim. I have added that now to exclamation mark pronounce. I believe it says it's pronounced poison, but with a Dutch accent. I choose chaos. It's called equality. Everybody is wrong. Can't find no one on Duolingo. We're going to think we've all got fake names. I'd probably Chris. I'm sure there's no one else called Chris. Rather than you were debating it when he was playing Illusion of Gaia on SNES, and you're still confused. Yeah, I signed up ages. I probably signed up for Duolingo before I even had the name Crispy Parsnips. So, I've been using that thing for a while. I've been trying to learn languages in one form or another. I spent so much money when I was younger on bloody Rosetta Stone software. You kids with your Duolingos, you don't know how good you got it. That thing's free. It's free. You don't have to pay 200 quid for a CD. It's a bunch of Chris Bars, yeah. One of them should have my face. Well, Rufus's face. Been such a while since Rufus became emancipated from being me. But, did it dox you? Ah, no, we talk about it all the time, it's fine. For the longest time, that was my Twitter name. And then I changed it to Crispy Parsnips because I'm like, well, then I don't have to pretend that this is a personal account anymore. It's a business account. I post my work and I leave. Yeah, I did briefly do a search for, like, Miss by Miss's name. And this is quite a lot of people with the same name and I couldn't find anything. But then they befriended me, so I'm like, yeah. I don't have to do it. And they also have a very nice profile picture. Really cool drawdle. He stalked me. We're friends, it's fine. Made it with a pick root last year. That's nice. Also, pick root. That's one of those words that completely passed me by. I don't know where that comes from. Two languages that will be most useful for work are probably Spanish and ASL. For your work, that is. Yeah, I do have British Sign Language for Dummies. Hang on, the 4 Dummies books I have are Japanese, Russian, British Sign Language, Latin, sewing, and German. I've tried to learn a lot of languages. My monolinguality, is not for want of trying. Just nothing's ever stuck. Sewing is I just have it. Knowing how to sew, it's good. It's a language of love to sew some people some things. I'll be honest, I didn't buy that one. I think that one's my mum's, but I have all the books in the house in my room. Big of you doing peace sign in a hat. Nice. So sorry into blankets for people. Very specific. Can't search for people at all on Duolingo. We will search for you. I guess I'm going to finish the line out and then stop for the day. That seems like all I'm going to be able to do. I chose this one. Well, actually, I chose this one because I thought I might finish another one too quickly. Should have guessed, really. Then again, I have been stopping to look at chat and have a chat. Chat with chat. And something to do with chatting. Chain mail. You can, it's just odd. I mean, yeah. It's Duolingo. A lot of things on there are odd. Oh, friends, finding friends. Don't know who the Felix one is. Felix? A random person who followed you one day. Oh, okay. Anyone can follow anyone, I guess. Well, Christy and Oobs, I will find you via friends of friends. And we will all learn languages. And in 2 years' time, we will look back and go, oh yeah, we were doing that. Which I would attempt saying Dutch, but unfortunately they still haven't taught me the past tense. That's another reason I'm ignoring the whole leaderboard thing. I just want to get there. I want to have gotten there. Duolingo for you is constantly like, hey, want to follow this random person from the leaderboard? Oh, they've never asked me that. Wondering when you'll finally be able to refer to multiple people. It seems weird, like the differences in things that get taught. Because I remember, like when I learned Japanese for a bit, some of the first things they taught me were like the sun and the moon. That was a couple of things that I was taught early on. No idea in Dutch. I think Zun is sun, and I think that's purely because I read it on a stone in Valheim. No idea what moon is. Zon. Okay, there we go. Zon. As in Zondag. Sunday, I guess. That makes sense. I haven't learned the days either. Also Zondag, probably. Zondag. A lot of... That's the other thing I've got to practice. All the G's and CH's and all the fun sounds that we don't have in English. Everything you've learned so far is mostly touristic. They do keep giving me just like... There's basically 3 types of sentences that they give me in Dutch, which are the you're working as a waiter, and you are referring to people who you are waiting upon, which is all the polite stuff. I haven't learned sun, but you know that. Oh, it's been a while. Hare? It's been not. Oh, it's been bloody ages. Zoon is kiss. Huh? 2 sounds, difference between O and O, and I and I. Hey and I. This is, I don't know. That would be like dear and bye. Dear I, yeah. I get that. Trying to think of words. Altide. Does Altide learn to? No. Flexing your language skills. It's me just going stuff. So Taurus phrases and working how to break down sentences. Yeah, I like the... I was about to say, I like the bits of grammar they teach me. No, they don't teach me any grammar. They give me sentences, and then I look up on the wiki what the grammar is. I still have trouble organizing sentences. There's Atlanta in the van der Tandatsassistente. That's my ukulele. For the patiente, fantasistente. Is that all Atlanta? Select no mind. Anyway. But yeah, like there's some things that happen in Dutch, like if you have some sort of conjunction in a sentence that changes the grammar, and I can never remember how to do it. Pronunciation's good when you sing. That's because when you sing, you put on an accent. I grew up singing in an American accent. You just automatically swap to whatever accent the voice is in the song. Singing is a different part of the brain to speaking. They know that because of somebody who had brain damage and couldn't speak anymore, but could sing. They know basically everything to do with the brain because somebody had brain damage. Still, that's good. If only I can remember the lyrics. Zij lag naar mij, ik lag naar haar. En het is voor jou. But yeah, there's one sentence I got recently that I want to talk about, but unfortunately I can't remember the grammar for it. Because it's like, if you have dat, I can never remember how the thing that comes after dat is organized, whether the verb comes first or last. Because it moves, I know the verb moves, but I can't remember whether it comes first or last. And I want to say the sentence because it came out of nowhere. So like, if you wanted to say like, she thinks that it is colorful, or something. If you understand what you're saying correctly, verb comes first. So it would be like, ze denkt dat is het kleurrijk. Right? Would that be the way around? Or het kleurrijk is? It's one of those two, and I'm not sure which. Did not understand me, okay. I denkt that het kleurrijk is. Verb comes last. Okay, right. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah, exactly. It just moves because you got the dat there. Anyway, point being, the sentence was, if I remember correctly, hij denkt dat hij iemand is, maar hij is niemand. Niemand. Niemand? Iemand? Iemand, not iemand. Sorry. Yeah, hij denkt dat hij iemand is, maar hij is niemand. Yeah, that. And I'm just like... is that something I'm going to be likely to want to... He thinks that he's somebody, but he's nobody. It's like, wow. Rough. I know you want to teach me negative pronouns, but still. There's better ways to do it than that. I feel like the sentence can be workshopped. It's fun. I also feel like, just for fun, so the way Duolingo works, at least for Dutch, is there's various different ways that they can sort of go through sentences. So like they could give you the sentence in English and you have to type it in your chosen language, or in language A and you type it in language B. Or they'll give you the sentence in language A and you choose from a list of words in language B. It's kind of a multiple choice sort of thing to assemble the sentence. If you do that, clicking on the word the voice actor says the word, right? So you get to hear it as you click on it. And that you can sort of bypass spelling that way and all that sort of stuff. I kind of want everybody just to download Duolingo and specifically try and learn Dutch for a bit, just so you can hear the guy say geen. Because it sounds like he's just gone through puberty when he says it. I want to record it, because it's just... all of the rest of the words are recorded perfectly normally. But like somebody has just kicked the voice actor in the nether regions prior to saying that word. And it gets me every time. Because they say geen a lot. And also the fact that they say, you know, the word for completely, it sounds exactly like them saying helemaal. Yeah, helemaal. Just sounds like helemaal. It's audio quality, I guess. The audio quality is also a bit of a bugger. Because sometimes they speak very quickly and you can't work out whether they're saying something or another because they skip over certain letters when you speak. As I do all the time, always dropping T's and all that sort of stuff. But when the audio quality is not great, it doesn't help. Well then, helemaal. Yeah, I'm sort of interested in like all of these things, like what words are prioritized, because clearly it's not necessarily in order of importance or likeliness to be used, because I learned Nushorn, you know. Don't often speak about rhinoceroses during my day-to-day life. That was like one of the first things I learned. You know, I'd be better off learning seagull. Where'd you get the fun animals? Exactly, like, I don't know what the I don't know, like, why some languages learn some things and others don't, and it's like, oh. Kind of getting the hang of it. I'm trying. I don't want to send me Flemish rappers to throw me off. You're welcome to. I'm still trying to get my head around the lyrics to Zaltide Lente. There should be a slow down button. There is a button that's like, say each word individually. And that's so slow. I want an in-between. I want a middle button. It's just like, speak clearly. Only learned chicken the other day. And only in the context of food. Polo? I guess? Means Chib can tell you what the heck a Spanish accent sounds like. Ooh. Not the best for that. Yeah. Look, I've been doing Dutch Duolingo for like 50 days and my Dutch accent is terrible. Your only reference is Manuel. I speak English. Well, as we know, Andrew Sachs is a bona fide Spanish. Oh, now that song's in my head. Hello, but the double L is pronounced how they are in the word Mallorca. So pollo. Oh, interesting. Put some music in the music chat. Yeah. El pollo. Not rap. It's music you actually like. Nice. Give me things you like. Because there's a chance I might like them. Probably not, because my tastes are incredibly fickle. Particularly when it comes to music. But I'll give it a go. I like the Altide Lenta song. Wonderful cheese. Wonderful musical cheese. music equivalent of Alone in the Dark. Also, just added Dutch to your Duolingo. I completely forgot that they drop you right into a lesson when you start a new language. What would be the first lesson? Een jongen. Een meisje. Already did it. It was a simple one. Nice. Oh, you've already learned a bit of German, so that's probably quite easy, right? Man, woman, boy, yeah. Man, vrouw, jongen. Not girl, meisje. Did they teach you de man, de vrouw, de jongen? Because it would then be het meisje. So they're probably not teaching you het yet. Welcome to the wonderful world of de and het, which I'm still getting wrong. Constantly, I'm like sitting there for a while going, okay, the grammar is like this, and you put the verb there, and because there's an adverb, that has to go at that point. But because it begins with a conjunction, you have to do this. But I've swapped the order of the two parts of the sentences, so now that part has to go like this, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, perfect, I understand, press enter. Oh, bugger, it was het. So many times that's happened. There's no rules, you're sorry, it's fine. I come from English. Like, I cannot complain about inconsistency in a language, it's fine. What was the sentence? It's difficult to learn English, but it can be understood through thorough thought, though. One can only listen to ein and n so many times before one takes a 2-year break. That was the thing that got me at the start, was ein and n. Which are a and an and a an and. English makes so much sense in comparison. There's a lot of things about Dutch that I've sort of been learning and going, I like that. That makes sense. Of course we would have an overdag as well as an overnacht. Quick question. What would you call a bookshop? Because I know library. Bokenwinkel. Okay, interesting. Heaven. Boekenwinkel? Nice. Boekenwinkel. The reason I ask is because a library is the bibliothèque, which is the same in French. And the reason I remember that, yes, bibliothèque. The reason I remember that is because bookshop in French is la librairie. So I always remembered it's the other way around. Well, not the other way around. We don't call it bookshop or bibliothèque. But yeah, the library is the other one. So you just got rid of, you just didn't have the word library. So that's good. I'm happy with that. Avoids confusion. Boekenwinkel is literally books shop. Nice. I've learned the word shop. French is a time, yes. I must say, coming from English to Dutch, there's quite a lot to sort of latch on to, particularly if you like etymology and how words evolved, and you can look at lope and say, oh, that's kind of like, elope. Well, we've got words in English that sort of derived in the same way from that. That's pretty cool. And then you have cultural differences, which take a bit of getting over, like half vijf is eerder dan 5 uur. Did Ed? Can't remember. And it is a Devinkle for completeness. You guys don't make sense with that. So yeah, if you were to say 5:30, for example, in Dutch, that means 5:25, or what we would say 4:30. So yeah, they are the Dutch are optimists and we're pessimists in that regard. There's a committee that decides on new words in French for things because that's totally how language works. Yes, the arbiter of French is obviously some old, dusty people in robes. You can say 5:30. You can say 5:30, but people will assume you mean what I would call 4:30. Yes, welcome to your pain when you went to England. But it was constantly later than it was. No. And then you have things like het is 5:10, and now I'm sat there doing maths. So okay, it's 4:20. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. Here, if you say 5:30, that means 5:30. This is 5:30. We do the past. We are pessimists. That's dumb. It's literally arbitrary. It could have been either. There is no preference. There is no logical reason it should be one or the other. We chose one, you chose the other. Almost done. 5:30 is 5:30. Yes, that's what we say here. 5:30, not 5:25. In fact, no one says 2:30 at all. There is no. Nobody would ever refer to something as 2:30 an hour. Genuinely feel nobody says 10 for 5:30 though. It's probably like 10 for 5 for karate Zaven. I don't know. I can't remember the examples. I also like the fact that apparently Duolingo. Okay, the American friends, Kiro, Ragdoll. Do you refer to time in quarters as well? So would you say like 5:15 or something like that? Or would you only really say, 5:15? You would say that, okay. So why does Duolingo, every time kvart over 5 comes up, do I have to type in 5:15? I'm like, I know what the quarter is. I know what that is. It's quarter. I get it. It's a quarter of an hour. It's fine. But no, they expressly want me to explain that it is 5:15. Like, come on, Duolingo, stop being picky. 2:15, 2:45. Okay, cool. That might be a Dutch versus Flemish thing because you've never heard someone say it like that. I've always said it. It is 20 na 4. Interesting. So I'd say 4:20. That's how I'd say it. See, this is the thing. This is entirely arbitrary. Nobody agrees on how to do this. Auto saving. Everybody save your work. It's 10 before half. Why are you making me do arithmetic? You have a number for that. It's 20. 20. Just like there's 5 before half. 25. You don't always have a digital clock. Why would you need a digital clock? You just know the numbers. Not going to count to 20. This is weird. Like, it here, you just... Even with an analog clock, you will know the number. It's got nothing to do with digital clocks. I know that because I had to teach people how to read clocks in secondary school for a bit. Of course you do, that's why it's 10 before half. That's not counting. You don't overshoot and then retract. That's not how counting works. This is what language does to us. Maths has no rules, can't tell you please. Well, I guess that's combinatorics. Counterpoint, Roman numerals. Oh, yeah. Well, no, you never go back. You never go backwards in Roman numerals, do you? You only ever don't go up as high as you would expect. Because IX... Yes, technically that's not to the X, but the... You could view it as just going, there's an I, oh, and then there's an X. We don't go up to 11 because there was an I before it, so we only go up to 9. So you're technically not actually overshooting. If it was XI meant 9, then you would. Unless they read from right to left, in which case it's just confusing. It was 4:30 right now, which it actually is, yeah. Nice. I've started a fight. This was supposed to be an English versus Dutch one, so I'm kind of proud that I managed to make a Dutch versus Flemish fight happen. You're doing sense with time. You're the right one. No, it's the kids that are wrong. It is 1 over half elf. It's 11. No, 10:31. I could have just looked at the clock and added an hour, really, but had to work it out from the thing. You've never seen the carnage of Het Groot's Nederlands Dicté, Chris? No, I haven't. The big Dutch... something. Dicté? Dictionary? Book? Word? Fight? Like a custard pie fight, but with words. Countdown. Is it countdown? What's dicté in English? Dunno. Dicté? dictation, I guess. What's the big Dutch dictation? What's that all about? That sounds like the big fat quiz of the year, but for pronunciation. Someone reads and you write what you hear. And there's like a lot of Duolingo stuff. When your teacher dictates you a little story and you as a student have to write it. Oh, interesting. Teach spelling. Yeah, I'd be terrible at that because I'm constantly mishearing things in Dutch. Then I have to sort of rewind the sentence in my head to go, wait, no, that couldn't be een. Couldn't be een there because actually they were referring to a plural, so the sound that I heard was actually the n on the end of the word that made it into a plural. And by that point, I've missed the next two sentences. Yeah, we used to have like when we did French, we used to have oral exams, which were just sort of basically a conversation in French that you would have, and you would have to listen to what they have to say and then respond appropriately. But we don't have spelling in that, so that's separate. All I remember about French is that during a French lesson, I doodled a weird pattern in my notebook, and I really liked it. And I just carried on doing it all around all of the words, and then I kept that page from the notebook. So I learned a lot in French, except Het Groots Nederlands dictée is countrywide and televised. Televised? Do you not get that in schools? Not really, no. Dictée is not a thing in England? No. I mean, maybe, like some classes might do it, but it's certainly not a standardized thing. Since Common Dutch is more skewed to Netherlands Dutch, you always get words that make you go, no, what in the fresh hell was that? Seems less neat, yeah. Televised. See, what we do is we take all of the English words that you need to know and we nail them to the top of a telephone pole. And then the students have to crawl along all the wires so that they can get to the word, and then whoever gets the longest word wins. Did it in school, in primary, but we did. Oh, I didn't. Not that I remember, anyway. Not that I remember an awful lot about primary school. This wall will just sort of fade off. Also purposely put the most difficult words in that dictée. The word pampus. That's a pink cat, isn't it? I don't know what that means. Sounds rude. I'm guessing Voor pampus liegen? Like that? What? For pampus lie? Exclusively Netherlands Dutch word. Basically means you're on the verge of being passed out. Okay. Everyone in Belgium thought I said Pampers. Yeah. This is interesting. I was about to say weird. No, interesting. Interesting. You know what else is interesting? The time. That's going to be. I want to talk about this more, but time is an enemy. It's an anemone. Don't be sorry. I like this conversation, so I wanted to carry on. But alas, things need doing, and time is a monster. So yeah. With that, we shall end the stream and we will continue talking about Dutch on Saturday, maybe. You can get what you think that if you never heard the phrase. Strange. I will say the Dutch have an interesting relationship with stationary verbs, I guess I would standing and lying and sitting and stuff like that, because everything seems to do those things, but very specifically. Buildings stand, tables probably also stand, actually. The pieces of paper lie on tables, and words stand on t-shirts. Trying to keep track of all that sort of stuff. It's interesting, everything's very active. Building is lying, it's not very good, because then it's broken. Well, it could be sitting. A short building could sit. I could understand that. Sits on top of a hill, or whatever. In English, anyway. But, like, it's just one of those things that you can't say something is. The building is on the hill. No, it stands on the hill. It has to be more specific. The word is not, you know, only for particular circumstances. Learn a fitting phrase. Oh, I'm not going to try that. Have a nice day. Your math is good, right? Good day. Good evening. Buenos nachos. Good night. Goedenavond. That's not what that means. Welterusten. Tot ziens. Slaap wel. Welterusten. It's all good things. Slaap lekker. Tasty sleep. Look, lekker was taught to me as tasty, right? So that's what I see every time it's written. Tasty sleep. Tasty sleep, everyone. I'm gonna stop talking now. Godnatt og sov godt. You too. Bonsoir. Au revoir. Arrivederci. Tasty sleep to you all. Bonny nut. Have a good time, everybody. Look after yourselves. Goodbye. Thank you for chatting. It was all good and lovely and fine. Thank you. I'll be back on Saturday with Zambles. Bye.